Let's try this again here. Come on, let's open up here. All right.
There we go, Don.
I wish I could have a beta kiss the way Morton was doing. I think that's where he was kissing a blonde that I captured. Oh god, I feel like I'm going back to 1988. This is the Morton. This is CPAC 22 in review, but it's almost like a flashback. Friday on the weekly where I do a special edition here where we make fun of right-wing nut jobs here and the losers and the low-bit losers that want men and women to act like it's before 1960s and men be these macho men or whatever, these strong men people. I can't help myself to make fun of dudes when I can, except for Morton. Morton was a pretty cool dude, and I think he's more liberal than what people would think. But let's run the intro here. The 30-second intro, go. Well, what I just happened? Oh, we don't have it. No, wrong cut. You want to go to? I'm sorry. Do I have the intro? That was the analog one. The mono one. The mono one's not playing out properly. Do we have the intro? All right, that's fine. Screw it. We don't need intro. We can. I don't need it now, but we'll just insert it in on the later edition. All right, so CPAC. We started off really or started it at the end with freaking Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, she was a fucking disgrace. I mean, let me play the song that makes her really, what we really think of her. That's a bumper I used last week because Tulsi Gabbard, God, she's a fucking sellout, and she just talks the talking points, and that's what CPAC was, to talk the script, stick to the script, and this is why they suck. So tonight's show, we're gonna go on the I don't know if I have Ted Cruz. I do not have Ted Cruz, but God, Ted Cruz was oh God, he was a hot mess, but you don't need to hear that one. Let's go to John Jr. Cut one. It's about 8 minutes long. Every time he says right, you're going to hear me play the glass sound. And normally, I would drink some soda, root beer to just have a shot for every time. But I'm so full from my dinner that I'd explode if I do that. But I'm going to, just rest assured, we're going to play it every time he says right. Like he's so cash. All right? This is the funniest. This is the funniest part of the weekly zoo of the entire year, except for Eleanor. We got Eleanor coming up, kids. We're gonna do a special edition of Eleanor because it can't be the zoo without freaking frisky questions, right? So I just said it right. I should have a cut for Downey Boy Jr. But let's start with cut one. It's 8 minutes long. 8:08.
I'm glad. I heard the fishing trip last night with me went for a lot of money. See, if I were Hunter Biden, I'd put that in my pocket rather than going for a good cause, right? It'd be a little different. But we can't do that, right?
Yeah.
That too. No, think about how bad things are going right now. I'm going to play off of that, okay, sir? That the administration that currently is in charge wanted to put together a program to hand out crack pipes. Because you'd have to be on crack to think that they're doing a good job, okay? Like...
Okay, right.
Just maybe. Maybe. At least they found a program that Hunter could be in charge of, right? No, but think about what's going on. Look at what's happening out there. There's not a single success this administration has had, and yet, if you look daily,
he needs validation,
the press
doesn't
is
he?
fawning over them. You can see that Europe put in the sanctions that Joe Biden could have easily done a year ago, could have maintained what Trump had, could have done the right thing and actually led. But as my father said, and as we all know, he was sleeping. Right? While Europe was leading, Joe Biden was sleeping. And we say that without certainty, but we all know. Right? Of course he was.
Right?
But
You
the press,
know? He talks
you can
like
see
a
the White
fucking
House's hand in
suburbanite.
this. I'm like, really? Like, I don't know. Doesn't seem like they did anything. But that's what we're up against, folks. Watch, each and every day, we're watching inflation go through the roof. It's transitory, we're told. Right? It's just a temporary thing. It'll be gone. Well, maybe it won't be gone tomorrow. Every day they change the tune. Every day the narrative changes to suit failure after failure. A lot of fake news. A lot of fake. But you know what's nice about the fake news have seen is that the American people are now onto them. All right?
Sorry if you're watching the stream here.
No, you hate to say it and you hate to see it. But maybe, and just maybe, it took a Joe Biden and a Kamala Harris and the disaster that came with that to wake the American people up fully to what is going on in our country. Okay? For years, the American citizens, they watched and they listened to the news, maybe peripherally in the background. If you're here at CPAC, you're into this stuff. You're studying it. You're watching it every day. You've seen through the lies. For the average American hardworking family, they were just consuming a couple minutes of news a day.
That's part of the problem.
You hear the same nonsense over and over and over, and maybe you just start assuming maybe there must be something to it, right?
Oh.
Like Russia collusion. What happened with that, though? Because it feels like there's actually was Russian collusion, but now it's different. Right now. But now, almost zero coverage of it, right? When the other side gets their hand caught in the cookie jar, the worse than Watergate crowd is missing. Where is Bob Woodward, who for every day, every tweet, it's worse than Watergate? It's like, I don't know, like, my father could tweet, Merry Christmas, it's worse than Watergate. They'd wheel him out from whatever rock he's hiding under, they'd put him on there, and they'd say, you know, you've got one thing right in 40 years, but doesn't matter, everything's worse than Watergate. This one actually is, right? You have a political campaign working with government contractors who had access not just to a candidate,
oh my God,
but to also the sitting president of the United States. They used that information to spy on them, to create a narrative. They leaked it to that same fake news, who wrote a story about it, which they then used as a basis for an investigation.
Children are the worst surrogates.
The same people that did that for the Hillary Clinton campaign are now negotiating with Russia, right? So the people who created the Russia boogeyman scenario for 5 years are now negotiating with them as we seem like we're on the verge of getting into a ground war in Europe with Russia. And of course it happened under this administration, because you know, the first thing a bully does, a bully like Vladimir Putin, he takes advantage of the weak, infirm. And no one is weaker and no one is more infirm than Joe Biden.
Wow, just throw the daggers at the poor dude. God, I don't even agree with
this. Is a full 3.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of ads that were playing on the CPAC's official YouTube channel. I want to talk about grifters and charlatans. All right, let's see if it plays out here. Give me a moment.
But it's worse than that. No, it's worse than that. Because you watch how they lead, how they govern, and I'll use lead in quotations because
well, I can see the same thing with Donald
seen
Trump too.
Is not leadership. And again, we're all on one side of the spectrum. We understand and we believe this, but we can see another side too. We can be open to that. And we can talk about those things, but there are certain things that we cannot let go. There are certain things that we cannot pretend didn't happen. Okay, we can disagree about socioeconomic policies. We can disagree about perhaps aspects of the environment. What we can't disagree about is the disgrace that happened in Afghanistan a few short months ago. Right?
Right.
We gotta point it out. Because it's not just
Applause.
about that disgrace.
This is an
It's what
applause
everyone
sign for
sees.
sure.
You think Vladimir Putin didn't see that and said, excellent.
Oh, Simpsons reference.
You think that Xi over in China wasn't saying, hey, whatever my timeline for taking over Taiwan was, accelerate it. There's a reason it didn't happen under Trump. People understand strength. They understand
Strong
resolve.
man.
They
He's really a
understand
pussy.
balls.
He's really a pussy. Sounds like they want to have sex with this dude. Good God.
And folks, right now our leadership has none of those things.
What a pussy.
But
Okay.
they do have depends. Yes.
Oh,
Without a doubt. Go long on that stock, okay? You know Nancy Pelosi invested in that one way ahead of things, so
oh my
just
God. What a
buy,
sick
go
dickhead.
long. But it wasn't just brief moments of incompetence. It was the hearings afterwards where our generals, the great woke leaders of our U.S.
The
military,
January 6th Insurrection
6
Committee?
million man-hours training our troops about wokeness.
Oh, really?
Like, not fighting, not killing bad guys.
Oh, wait. But
They wanted to learn about white rage, a term that none of us had ever heard of prior to him testifying it, right?
Oh.
Maybe they should focus on China, but when I watch our military leadership, who's gone the way of the left, sit there before the American people and said, well, as it pertains to Afghanistan.
Oh God! And he just gets Lucy. So on Loudmouth too, since we're gonna do like a Morton Downey Jr. Rerun here, which I wish I could in some of the format. I'm just gonna put Kimberly Gufoyle and go back and forth. So Kimberly Gufoyle's got 2 cuts. Don's got 1 cut, and by this point it will be kind of a so zip it for all you folks out there.
To put America last. It's like very obvious they're playing for the other team with every single decision, all the while trying to destroy President Trump's historic achievements.
Oh, this is one thing.
That's why we have to take it back.
It's like
because President Trump created the best economy our nation has ever
This is worse when the in-law is the surrogate.
did what was best for the
Hunter didn't say anything about the campaign at all, mind you.
people, the people in this country. We apologize to no one for putting America first. That's what a true leader does. He stands for each and every one of us. Meanwhile, Joe Biden canceled the Keystone Pipeline, causing oil prices to soar and destroying thousands of American jobs in the process. And shortly after he canceled the Keystone XL pipeline, he served Putin a gift on a silver platter.
Oh.
He approved Russia's Nord Stream 2 pipeline. Can you believe this? This is what I'm talking about. Someone needs to tell Joe Biden, you're wearing the America First jersey, not the Russia First jersey, not the China First jersey, and stop exporting the American dream.
She talks like a small,
because Joe Biden
white
has
woman.
fundamentally destroyed this country in
She's
record
so
order,
submissive.
and including our
Good
border.
God.
Because the protectors of our border, our national security, are so important. There's a story that really strikes me, especially with what we've heard today in the panel that Mercedes did. Biden's DHS Secretary Mayorkas recently told our Border Patrol, quote, I know the policies of this administration are not particularly popular with U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
She talks
but
so
that's
much
the
like a
reality.
10-year-old girl. Can
So
she
let's
grow a
see what
pair?
we can do
She's
to
got
bring that
nice
framework.
tits. I mean, can
Really
she
much
can
about taking a knee.
Good
One
God.
Border Patrol agent even reportedly turned his back on Mayorkas. That's courage. That's being American and standing up for what you believe in. I believe that Border Patrol agent is a hero for standing up and being fearless for what's right. And what I ask you here today, all patriotic Americans across this country, stand up for what you believe in. Be that Border Patrol agent. Use your First Amendment rights to fight back against the Democrat incompetence that we are seeing throughout the country. Show up. Show up in record numbers to peacefully protest when Democrat officials attempt to destroy the sanctity of the United States Constitution. Show up to school board meetings when they try to indoctrinate our nation's
God.
children.
Oh.
Vote in midterm elections this year to put America first, fearless Republicans back in office and in the majority. That is our first step to success in taking back this great country. Ladies and gentlemen, every election matters, whether we're talking about the school board, mayoral races, and even control of Congress.
Okay, I'm gonna stop Kim. When Kim stops yapping,
and
she zips it. We're gonna take that apart.
Volunteer for races, and most importantly, vote. It is so important for us to fight back. Woke leftists are working overtime to strip us of our freedoms. Take a look at what's happened on social media in recent years. Almost every big tech platform has banned conservatives and Republicans for their political beliefs. Every major social media platform banned President Trump last year. If the sitting president at the time of the United States can be banned on social media, no one is safe. In communist China, they have this thing called a social credit where you're punished for having the wrong opinions or for even promoting the idea.
Oh my God. She's just like comparing apples to PCs.
Cracked down on them and jailed people simply for wanting the ability and the freedom to express their opinion, the freedoms that we enjoy in this country. But unfortunately, our freedoms are now at that same risk, thanks to big tech and to the liberal, woke leftists. What's the difference between being punished in China for having the wrong opinions and big tech companies silencing you for daring to have conservative beliefs? Sadly now, there is no difference. These woke big tech overlords are no different than the Chinese Communist Party. They will silence you for holding the beliefs that most Americans share outside of Silicon Valley. And considering that social media is now the public sphere of discussion in the 21st century.
Right, but it just requires responsibility a little bit.
Just like they tried to silence President Trump.
My little Fabi in line to be.
We are at risk for losing our First Amendment rights, and most importantly, our freedom of expression. We do a great disservice to the men and women that have served valiantly in this country if we don't stand for the rights that they fought for, that families have sacrificed
Little
for.
people,
That's why
the
we're here
little
at
men and
CPAC
women,
today,
little
to
working
stand up
people who
for
work
what
too
we
hard,
believe in,
too
for what
emotional.
You believe in your family and your children. We can fight back. You can fight back. Twitter and Facebook aren't the be-all and end-all. That's right. We have other platforms now. We have President Trump's new Truth Social. Sign up, jump over, and enjoy the freedom of expression.
God, she's trying
We
too
love
hard.
It. Where free
God,
speech
her
lives.
body,
President Trump had to
she's
fix
like
that
5'1",
too.
she
Good
can't
God.
talk.
We must support
Yikes.
freedom-loving alternatives if we want to protect our rights that are ingrained in the Constitution. And we also need our Republican lawmakers to use their power to hold these anti-American big tech companies accountable. No more rhinos. How about some real fighters like President Trump in the Congress
he
and
looks
in
like
the
a
Senate,
fighter, but he's a
and
pussy.
guess what? Back in the Oval Office.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This girl's a hot mess. This girl is such a hot mess. Ugh. Okay, apologies if you're hearing some grounding. It tells you how really, my iPad is very emitting a lot of EMF here. God, I was thinking about EMF. I'm thinking about that one hit wonder song. You're unbelievable. Yeah, apparently that microphone, my microphone's really sensitive to the EMF, not EMP, but, alright, looks like there's a fake hero from a Gabrielle, but we'll just totally, forget that right now. Let's, take a quick break. Yeah, I need to take a break because this girl's making, we'll go back to Downey, then to Kim, and then, actually, wait a minute, yeah, we're gonna take a break, except I'm already losing my stamina here. It's already not even 24 minutes, so we'll be back in a moment here on the Weekly Zoo here.
Some guests of the Morton Downey Jr. show stay at the Meadowlands Hilton Hotel.
A scummy hotel in Jersey. Sorry to my friends in New Jersey, but, you know, Secaucus isn't the most. Well, hey, wait a minute. Michael Scott Shannon on Z100. Was it the Morning Zoo and Secaucus? For many years, it was on top of the Empire State Building. There's apparently a documentary coming up for the Z100. It's 40th anniversary, and Michael Scott Shannon is featured in this documentary. I want to see it because, you know, Michael Scott Shannon is my hero. This is how we are able to play music and be goofy and weird and do. Obviously, he doesn't do talk stuff. That's where I separate. But I try to put like a Morning Zoo twist to my talk show. I hope you enjoy it. I really hope you enjoy it. So we're over the hill. We're over the hump. Donnie's got 4 minutes. Kimmy's got another 4, and then he gets the final 6. So by the time it'll be 10 o'clock, we'll be the Love and Relationships hour. What could go wrong, right? Let's go to cut to Donnie Boy Jr.
We could not have seen this coming. Really? Really? Because I saw it coming. And let's just assume I know nothing about Afghanistan, okay? I saw it coming.
They know nothing.
You saw it coming. Anyone who's ever served saw it coming. But they could not have seen it coming, which makes you wonder, why are they in charge? Remember, a week later, our Secretary of State gets up there. To paraphrase, because I'll get it close, but you know, CNN will say that I lied about what was said. So, to paraphrase, we are shocked and dismayed that the new Taliban government is not as diverse and inclusive as we would have hoped. Who would have imagined? I don't know. Like, they sort of have a history of throwing homosexuals off buildings. They have a history of enslaving young women and children into sexual bondage.
That doesn't mean
We're
anything,
shocked
Donnie. You guys don't really care
that they
for
weren't
that stuff.
more diverse and inclusive. You know why? Because these people are idiots.
I gotta get an
And yet they're in charge, right? You wonder why gas prices are all-time highs, right? We're going to spend billions to fund NATO, to protect them from the Russians that we give a pipeline to. That we give a pipeline not just for the economics, but a pipeline to their own survival right now as they invade a sovereign nation. The media is making the neocon warmongers heroes again, right? Liz Cheney's out there busy working, not to win a campaign, because no one in the state of Wyoming could care less about Liz Cheney. She's working hard to send not her children, but your children over to Ukraine.
The old GOP
you know that's what's going on in the background, right? Because, hell, guys, we haven't been in a war in like 3 months.
Right.
Let's get that machine going, right? And you know when the media is turning them into the thought leaders of the Republican Party, they're trying to get us in another war. We're not going to go for it. Again, it took a Joe Biden to wake people up. It took the disaster that is not just Joe Biden, and this is what we have to remember going into midterms. It isn't just Joe Biden. We all recognize that he's incapable of making the decisions and coming up with the policies that are out there. These are Democrat policies, folks. This is what the Democrat Party wants for America. The inflation is fine as long as they can push their green agenda. It doesn't matter if America
agenda
and cedes its place at the throne of capitalism to allow the Chinese to eat our lunch, to enrich our enemies. They want to push the asinine policies. They want to push science, but not real science, just science convenient to their narrative. Otherwise, they wouldn't be talking about 97 genders all day long. Am I wrong?
Right.
Not wrong.
He talks like his dad.
She's going to take out Liz Cheney, folks.
Jeez, this energy is really toxic. It's nuclear. Oh, golly. If there's a Democrat party like this convention, we would make fun of them too, but they're not as asinine, to quote the Downey Jr. The swamp! This is like high school clips from like the Gen Xers. They're reliving their high school years. I think there's a commercial. Oh, am I at the end? Oh, yay, nice. Let's go to Kimberly. Oh, that flew by really quickly. Let's go to Kimberly and just vomit over this bitch. Come on, Kimmy. Don't be shy. There we go.
And the same goes for our education system. Are you so tired of public schools indoctrinating young children?
On what grounds?
And I'm sure many of you had to suffer through it yourselves. Rather than teach our nation's children, our future, the skills they need to succeed in life and in the real world, they are teaching our children critical race theory. They are teaching our children to be ashamed of who they are, what sex they were born, the color of their skin, and making them apologists for history. It is shameful. This type of thing does not happen in President Trump's America.
Yeah, because he wants to teach you how perfect we are, and the shit doesn't smell.
Icons like Martin Luther King fought for.
You gotta watch John
Think
Oliver's
about that.
episode.
But it gets worse
John
because
Oliver talk about? Zip it. Didn't John Oliver talk about this? That they're missing a quote after his infamous speech.
we were born with. I find it disturbing what's happening to our nation's children. As a mother of a 15-year-old, I speak up, I am vocal, and I do not apologize. Don't apologize when you stand for your children and for your family. And the media is complicit for refusing to cover it. I ask you today, most especially, to fight for our children. They are worth it, and they deserve your voice and your strength, and be that example of leadership and courage. But the American people are waking up, and a red wave is coming.
Oh, that's it. Oh, did you remember that in 2018? How did that work, Kimmy?
Like I said, when Republicans retake Congress with America
Kimba, I
First
think your nickname
candidates
is
later
Kimba.
this year, the first thing they need to do is stop Joe Biden's far-left woke agenda dead in its tracks. And as a wise man once said,
Who was that wise man?
woke turns to...
Oh, turns to shit.
Yep. In Spanish, we say mierda.
Oh, hey, kids.
Let's stop George Soros-funded
George
DAs and judges
Soros.
across this country.
Oh, they're really
Don't
going to
allow
the
Biden to
jugular.
pass so-called bipartisan legislation where
The Democrats
get
are fucked, let me tell
everything
you.
they want, and Republicans get nothing. That's why we need majority leaders and fighters to actually give us what we got coming to us, right?
Coming. Drop the G so I can talk like a ditzy girl.
This will be an incredible time in American history, and it is a now or never time to take back America. We have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change the course. We are at the point of no return, and it is up to all of you to vote and ensure Republicans witness the biggest landslide
The
in our
silent
nation's
party
history
to silent
later this
everyone
year.
that they don't agree with.
I know it is possible. I believe it is possible. We can feel the tides turning. And in 2022, the American people will retake Congress, and we will retire Nancy Pelosi and take the gavel right out of her hands.
I thought you would say cold dead hands. That would be funny if you said that. She's so
And send her back to
insightful,
San
if you know what I
Francisco, where she
mean.
can wreck that some more. Democrats that we will never allow them
26
no
seconds.
longer to
We
radically
can get it.
transform
Hold our
America in
hands.
their
Hold our
far-left
claws.
woke image. And as President Trump said, this is just the start. The MAGA movement is alive and well. We will show the Democrats firsthand that elections have consequences when we win a record number of seats in the midterms, and that is just step one.
All right, well, it just keeps on going. Let's go to back to Downey Jr. cut 3, and then we got Joey on the fake 87. He's probably gonna throw me under the bus, but because I have balls, I let anyone kick me in the balls, and I still stand. That's why I used the tub thumping song on the best of or the Rewind 2021 because I get down and I get it up again. And you can't really let me down. Okay, let's go. Let's not get another content ID. Cut 3. Come on, Downey. I want to hear you say right.
We got a lot of work to do in all of these places, folks, and that's the thing. Okay? We cannot let our foot off the gas. We cannot assume we have won these things. When you have a $1 trillion mainstream media complex as your marketing department, like the Democrats do, $1 trillion in social media, another $1 trillion big tech enterprise, all working for them, we need each and every one of you to be in the game 100%. Okay? The fact that elections are so close, given that you are up against multiple trillions designed to suppress your opinion, your views, your ideas, your free speech while boosting the other side, is actually amazing. But that's why we can't assume we've won. We can't assume there's logic out there because you understand how much has been spent and put against us and our values. So we need to be engaged. We need to be involved. We need to be all in every race. I'm not talking about just the Senate or just gubernatorial races or the House. We need to be involved down to our school boards.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that at
so
the end.
So we can prevent the radical left from pushing and teaching institutionalized racism to our children.
Whatever the hell that means, can you please give me an example, dude? I'm not hearing a lot of examples. I just hear headlines, dickhead. Ugh, kid, men drive me nuts.
Okay. We need to put our money behind companies that share our values. I'm looking at Glenn over here from Patriot Mobile.
Patriot Mobile. Yeah. Oh, God, I hate that word, except for my
I run into you at every conservative thing in the world, Glenn. But you guys got to understand, you can give your money to AT&T, the parent company of CNN.
Wait, they're selling it to Discovery, for fuck's sake. Wow.
You can support someone like a Patriot Mobile and give back to causes that they believe in as a sponsor here. We can do all those things. That's not cancel culture, folks. That's using your damn brain. The enemy, the other side, and at this point, looking at the things that they are pushing, you got to use that word. They're more than happy to take your money, give it to everyone else who hates your guts, hates your values, hates your religion, hates your freedom. So use your head and play the game the way the other side does. Because for the last few decades, until the age of Trump, we've been playing T-ball while the other side has been playing hardball. We turn the other cheek and they laugh and take the win. We need to play like them. And that's what Trump did, folks. He opened the door. People understand, like, wait a minute. We don't just have to fold under the narrative. We don't just have to roll over and die. We can speak our minds. We can use our voices. We can use our wallets to support it. And we have to. Because we are starting at such a deficit given what has happened for so long. So we need to be engaged. We need to be out there. That's why it's awesome to see this many incredible conservatives in a room like this. Because you understand what is at stake. Look at all the young people, too. Yeah, come on. Look at this. Come here, guys. All right. I mean, all right. Look at. You're not that young. Oh, come here, buddy.
Oh, he's kissing up to the people like old enough that could be their babysitter, or anyone Gen Z, basically.
It ain't easy being a young conservative, right?
Oh.
There are consequences to being on our side, right? If there weren't, I'd become an artist and sell my crap for $500,000.
Wow. What a crass dickhead.
If there weren't, I would take $1 billion from China knowing that that's just fine. Right? I'd have a laptop with all of our enemies and it won't matter. Crack's not really my thing, but if it was, it would be fine if I was on that side. There's nothing easier than being a Democrat today. That's why you guys are now the new rebels.
I hate that word.
Culture. You guys are the future, so we need you to keep fighting, and that's why it's awesome that you guys are here.
God.
Thank you, man.
Matt, yeah, what about Mercy? Don't forget Mercy.
So I just want to say thank you to all of you for being so engaged. I love the straw poll we saw.
Straw poll for straw man.
I like it when my big guy does well and not
My
just
big
10%.
guy. You mean God?
A lot more, right?
Oh.
So CPAC, thank you so much. Matt, Mercy, thank you so much for doing this.
Mercy, shut up, was an idiot. I don't know which one's the worst idiot.
Forever. We can no longer do what we've been doing. We must stay involved. We must get in every race and in every game and watch each and every way they try to undermine us on a daily basis. But with all of you together, united, we can do that and we can win because our ideas are great. We are the big tent. We are open to other ideas and thoughts.
God.
We don't say you must follow the gospel 100% or you are canceled and you are out. And I'm watching the other side eat themselves alive right now. So we are the party of inclusion, of diversity, of ideas. So get out there and fight for it because those ideas, our Constitution, our freedom, and our liberty are worth fighting for 100%. So thank you very much, CPAC. We'll see you soon, okay, guys? Thank you, guys.
All right, there's a lot to unpack with what he was referring to again with the school boards. This is really scary shit. Because this is stuff that I feared about SB2 in New Hampshire. I've written about SB2 on my site, and it really scares the hell out of me how the right is now nationalizing local issues. What Kimba said and what Downey Boy Jr. said is essentially taking the national issues and apply it to local through policy. Okay, this whole idea that anti-CRT is kind of the big one I can use. So it's just like the Democrats, how they nationalize ideas. I don't like nationalized politics in local issues. And this is what happens is you get people who don't understand how town or school districts work, and they're going to take what comes from CPAC, apply it to state and local stuff, and just think that it's no different than nationalism or socialism. I hate both of them equally. I hate socialism and I hate nationalism. I don't like socialism means centralized government. A nationalism is really a nationalized political system because a lot of the conservatives that I know don't know anything about SAUs. They can't even identify what SAU district they're on. It's obviously set by the state government. They don't even know any of the stuff, and they won't know it. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna just say, "Well, I'm the little low class bitch from for the Hicks, and I'm gonna go and run for a school board, and I don't even care if all these regulations are. I'm just gonna abolish it and violate all the local governance rules because in local government there's a lot more regulations, and if God forbid you have an infraction, it can cost you. Just ask about RSA 91, they have the right to know that, and how people will reply to all on a school board meeting thinking, well, in the private sector I can send an email to people, and in private blah 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 blah. Well, they don't understand, they're working for the people. I guess I should run for office here and just say fuck you bitches. But the problem is, because I'm somewhat socially liberal, I am very much a centrist, left and right. People call me a rhino. I've been called a liberal, and the liberals look at me as a right wing nut job. So hey, at least I'm in the middle here, and I'm proud to be a centrist. But these bitches, don't get me started with these right-wing nut jobs, because they don't know anything. I mean, hey, Jemmy, what mention these CPAC sycophants.
They know nothing! They know nothing!
Yeah.
They know nothing!
Right, they know nothing. They don't know anything. They're stupid. They are just completely really, like, they do. If you're going to run for school board, at least look at the issues relevant. If CRT's not on your agenda, there's really no need to there's absolutely no need to be talking about it. I mean, that's in my view. I like I said, I'm a fan of politics, so it really pisses me off. Like, I don't take really much. I mean, I take some sides and I mock some people here and there, but I try to be even keel here and defend everybody. But these people, they go at the jugular, you know, and I don't like doing that. I think playing dirty is not going to get you any friends, and they act like high school clerks, which is so even freaking hilarious here. So I'm not sure if I got something on our asset server to kind of see if I can, because in Middleburg State, I know that some of the towns and cities are a little bit scared because this whole nationalism stuff is scaring the school districts and boards. That was I remember running that story in December for 990, BCOP 990. Let me see if I can pull it up if I have access to those media files. I have access to them. I'm just trying to see if I have it here, and I don't think I have it available, but maybe if you listen to the podcast, I'll embed it in there. All right, we are going to go to Joey on Fake 87. I call it the Fake 87 because the one and only New York State Thoroughway is the true I-87 here. Let's go to Joey, who's going to fucking hit me in the jugular. I know for sure. Joey, what say you on the Weekly Zoo? You're going to slur up, aren't you?
You know, like you're such a big dude.
Joking
No
off
one
of
really
you.
suck. I hate you anyways.
Really? You're such a moron. You're so underinformed. I won't say educated because that's a very strong word.
You're such a fake news magnet. No wonder why no one wants to talk to you. Even the followers, services want to talk to you because you're such a silly boy and you know it. And you know it. No girl wants to like to see it. No girl, no, has any girl like you? No, because you're such a tough silly boy. And that's the fact.
Oh my God, you're just...
I love Ron DeSantis. He's my bro. And he's a good man, unlike you. You're such a loser.
Wow. Okay, you're just hugging me on the jugular.
Yeah. You're so liberal. You don't like anybody who doesn't speak the truth.
Oh no, I'm all about the facts.
Yep. No masks. Yes, I'm so happy that we don't have to wear masks because we need to intake fresh air.
Look, you're so stupid. You should move to San Diego and fuck with my aunt.
Yeah, socially distance.
Socially distance, yeah.
Far apart. Like you're such a freaking retarded autistic. You should probably consider killing yourself and doctoring yourself.
Oh, you know what? Hey, watch it. You keep it up. I'm gonna have to track you down. You do not threaten me like that again, Joey. You know better. God, that guy's a dickhead. Ay, Joey. Go screw yourself. Go fuck my aunt in California. She probably likes you because you're a badass boy. Oh, God. She's a nuthead. All right. Coming up next at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to go to the love and relationships hour, kids. We're going to ask all different questions about love and relationships. And, yep, it's going to be on the time. We got a full loaded line here. We're going to have the most loaded questions from things I can't say right now because it's still 9:51 Eastern Time. So we'll be 9:50. Actually, shit, it's not. It's approaching 9:51 Eastern Time. All right, so that's it. All done. Oh, actually, I gotta close out the show. I gotta close out my show here. Let me see if I can close out the show here. Yeah. So that's it. That's it for the Morton Downey Jr. rerun here. The big WOR Channel 9 in Secaucus, where we don't give a flying fuck about the Jersey people. you know that actually WOR moved away from Secaucus. They're now back at the Fox 5 building, that decaying piece of shit. You want to talk about shit? That's a Fox now. And like WOR is literally back in New York. So I think that building's totally on. Secaucus was like a media capital because I believe Shadow Traffic was there, WOR, C100. Yeah, it was different time, I guess. All right, love and relationships are next.